Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Amazing Achievers Leaders Call. I got to remember when I do these things and move this box over. There we go. No. The Blab, the Build It Like a Boss workshop in New Orleans area in Baton Rouge was yesterday because there's only going to be one in the state. Thanks to those who were able to attend here. And there was Angel, Julia, Cynthia, Zelia, and Karen G. Karen, you'll always have to go by Karen G. Because of course Karen, people are going to get, will get confused. So who is willing to share what they thought about yesterday? Just a quick 30 seconds or anybody? Julia?
I couldn't get the mute off. Sorry. I thought it was amazing, the part that has to do with the new representatives. I mean, just to realize that they can come in campaign 5 and they can make as much as $26,000, to me was just more than encouraged for the new representatives.
Isn't that the truth? To become a new leader today, you can get double the bonus by having 3 people. Even if you just get them engaged to become a bronze ambassador. They hit bronze ambassador, they have a chance to not just get $500, they have a chance to get $1,000. Who couldn't use $1,000? It's awesome. It's a great thing. So what else did you think about the event?
It was very informative. They have a lot of information. We talked about the social media and everything that Avon is really doing for us for free. And I think it's very important to pass to our team that Avon is doing all this effort to give us every single tool that we have available, and the least we can do is just train and share it and use it.
Thank you. I agree, and I love that you mentioned that it's free, because not all companies, everything is free. I can remember in the days before I joined Avon, when we were with Amway, that you paid for every meeting you walked into. You paid for any event you went to. And I know Angel will agree with that, because Angel used to be way back in the day. What's that? Right. It costs money. So Avon is really giving us so much support today. So thank you for sharing that. I was really excited when I got home from the event. Well, I went to dinner with Shannon, and then after I got home, I stayed in my office till 10:30. I was really fired up. And that's another reason you want to go to these things, because even though you may know a lot, but we do forget, and it keeps you engaged. It keeps you excited. You get to hear the new thing. You get to, you get to be there with your fellow representatives, and you learn from each other. But it was a lot.
I made it by myself.
I know, that was a big step for Julie. Julie drove all the way from Covington by herself, and it took her almost an hour and a half to get here. Hour and 20 minutes, she said. But I was really proud of her, because I know it was a lot. It was a big step. And I had Zelia, who came from New Orleans, and she said her car is not, it's not good enough. It doesn't run well enough to come all the way out to Baton Rouge. So she rented a car. And I just thought that was pretty great too. That's a big effort. And then Angel, how long it took you to get from Mississippi to Baton Rouge? She's probably on mute.
I'm on mute. About 2 hours, hour and 45 minutes.
Thank you. And I appreciate that effort, because I know it takes a lot of effort. It takes being willing to give up that time. But it was very engaging, and I did get a sticker off the table. That was and I want to find out how to get some more of these, because I'd like to put it on my car. Blab. That just thing's really cute, the lips and the heart. But so thank you all for coming yesterday. So some team recognition. Campaign 4 closed out. Our team total sales, they're starting to come back up, because remember I told you after Christmas they do drop. And it takes a while. It's a gradual process. Well, it starts dropping for campaign 2, because we know 1 was so early. But Our total team sales for campaign 4 closed out at $67,283. Gina's team had sales of $12,466. Julia had team sales of $12,020. Angel's team sales were $11,741. Gretchen had team sales of $6,255. Sally had team sales of $5,492, and Karen G had team sales of $2,598. Woohoo! Give yourself a round of applause, because it is coming back up, and we should see, you know, it's going to climb a little bit each campaign until it gets back up. And I'm thinking more or less probably by campaign 7, 6 or 7, we should be back to where we were. So RepFest 2018. There was some technical difficulties. That's why we didn't see registration come up till, was it Friday? It was Thursday afternoon. And I didn't know how to find, in PowerPoint, I didn't know how to find a check, so I had to use a star. I'm registered, flights booked, Zanesville tours booked, because I've seen other plants, but I want to be there with you. Meals are booked, and swag bags. I have a feeling, I don't know this for a fact though, you know, last year they gave us that bag full of I'm drawing a blank, a complete blank.
Aspira.
Thank you. And I have, you know, the second part of that's coming out in the fall, Aspira. I got a feeling we're going to get whatever's coming out. I'm thinking we're going to get food bars. I hope we get food bars, but I really don't know any of the details of what exactly is coming. But I bet that's coming. So I want to ask, I know Angel and Gina are registered. Anybody else is registered? You want to register because they're not going to charge your hotel room if you book your hotel, because the hotels are booking up. I hear already this. Well, I didn't go for a suite, but I heard the suites are booked up. Angel couldn't book. Thursday night was already booked. Was that in all the hotels, Angel, or that was just the Hilton and the ones right by us?
That was the Hiltons and the ones right by us.
I mean, there's a lot of hotels, so I definitely recommend, if you have any idea that you may be going, you want to book it now, because you want to book your hotel now. You don't want to wait. I booked my flight, and the flights were definitely more coming back Sunday night. We're going to go up Thursday morning, come back Sunday evening. And you want to go, I'm going to go up Thursday because of the Zanesville tours are Friday morning. Now, if you don't want to go on one of the tours, you can come in Friday. And that way, if you're working, you would only have to miss Friday at work. And we're going to fly in Sunday night. The flights are $130 more right now through Southwest coming in Sunday versus Monday, but you're not paying for another hotel room. So, you know, it works out. But I'm going to keep watching Southwest, because if it goes any lower, if anybody that has booked, I'll let you know, where we can at least get some credit.
And there are some discounts on certain airlines, they said, at the lab seminar.
Thank you. And I think Angel said it's like 10% discount. I used my points, so that's why I just went directly to the Southwest site. And if you have a Southwest credit card, you've been able to, you know, build up enough points to use a flight. It did take 20,000 points. It would have probably been like 15 if it wouldn't have been for the price increase, but that's okay. That's why you want to get a card if you can, and you use it during the year. That way you have enough points for next year's flight, and that way you never have to pay for a flight. No, you know, it's all about those gold pom-poms. You're seeing them all over. I'm hoping to be able to host a breakfast for my team that does go. I just don't know what the schedules are going to be like yet, because of course we're way away from that. And I will do t-shirts, some type of t-shirts we will do. It'll be different material than it was last year, definitely different. Even though we had a ball, we made a lot of pictures. We know, whoa, somebody just, these gold pom-poms is what really makes those pictures. And let's see, so I wanted to let me stop this, but let me shrink this. Give me a second here. Oh, not that page. Come on, it's in my way. Here we go. Let's see. Watch how many times you see the pom-pom. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Oops, song again. That's all I'm going to play, but I definitely just wanted to share that because of those gold pom-poms. We know we're going to see them in more pictures. We've already seen them quite a bit since conference last year. And let's see, we get back down. Here we go. So you saw those gold pom-poms twice. You saw Sally and Gina right there in the middle. I know it's in the last, was it the last What's New? The demo book. We're also in there, I think, page 32. So those gold pom-poms, if you're planning on going, make sure you get your gold pom-pom from Walmart in the back by the craft section. You know, Avon is providing us, like Julia stated in the beginning of the call as well, all these tools, and they're free. We want to make sure we're using them. The Avon Social, the new thing with Avon Social is amazing. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to work it in my schedule. Hopefully I can work on some of it tomorrow, but I know we have to make the time because once you go in there and you start it, you can set it up for 5 weeks out. Now they did say, you know, make on your business page only 20% of your post to be about, you know, products and your business. It's a perfect time to do, you know, use snippet or, well, you don't even have to do that on Avon Social. Everything's for you. There's thousands of pictures and posts. All the work is done for us. All we have to do is schedule the post. And, you know, they did say, and anybody can jump in anytime, that to keep, it's 80% of your post just needs to attract people to your business page, right? Like cooking.
Yeah, Scott says that you have to follow the 80-20 rule. 80% has to be something that you are into, animals, cooking, family, anything that has nothing to do with Avon, and 20% Avon.
And baking. That's why I told Miss Tusa it would be great. She loves to bake. If you're a baker or a crafter, whatever it is you do, you want to take pictures of maybe what you're cooking and post recipes. And put your link on your page. That way when people share that recipe, there goes your website all over the page. And Julia did say that the other day on our call that she had shared something, what, you posted something like a year or so ago. And
about 2 or 3 years ago.
Wow. And it's being reshared all this time. It's got her website link on it. That's freaking awesome. I think that's really nice. That's neat. And I do know people that do cook and will take pictures of what they're cooking and post their recipes.
And if I can say this, Karen, when I went to the training with Scott and he talked about the 80-20, it was not really clear to me. I mean, I understood what he said, but it was really foggy as far as putting it into practice. Once you start working your whole week, you go into the calendar and you can see what, I mean, it has a little tiny picture of what you're sharing, but the 80-20 is so much easier because you can actually see how much is Avon, how much is not, and then if you want to change from day to day what you're sharing, you grab it and put it in another day. It is just amazing.
So you can actually take pictures of what you cooked or baked, the recipes, and have that set up where it's going to post when you want it.
Yeah, when you go to the content, it tells you add your own content, and you can put your own picture, or you can take a picture of the recipe and post it in there as a picture. There's a lot that you can do.
Oh, great. I can't wait to get into it. That's really exciting. Thank you so much for sharing that. And it is, people will share. They'll share recipes, and they'll share pictures. They'll share whatever it is. But thank you so much for sharing that. So let's see. So meetings in a box, well worth every penny. You will have if goal ambassadors and above will have the opportunity to purchase a meeting in a box for $50. It will be on auto bill to your account. Of course, you can cancel it at any time. Sign up will start in about 2 weeks. And I'll tell you, what's in the box is double the value that it's going to cost you $50. They haven't said anything about if it's going to count towards award sales. I don't know any of that yet. But I definitely wanted to, I don't know if you knew this, but you know, we definitely will have the opportunity to purchase meetings in a box. Even if you just do meetings with your team, your media team, from what's in meetings in a box by sharing it. Tuesday, March 20th. I was just texted today. Avon Cabrera has offered to do something for our team. That's huge. She's way up there with Avon. She's right underneath Daddy Palm. And she has offered to do something for my team, our team. So, and it's going to depend on who's committed to going and where, because she said she'll show up wherever I ask. So it's either going to be, I'm thinking either Metairie or Covington, because those two are the most centrally located. And it'll either be somewhere between 6 and 7 o'clock. It'll either be, depends. You know, if I know nobody's going from the west side, then I'll do it at 6 in Covington. Angel, what is that, about an hour from you in Covington?
Yeah, either one would be an hour.
That's what I'm kind of thinking it would be. Either one.
It doesn't matter to me though.
Thank you. You know, it just depends who is committed to going. You know, I want to hear from you. I need to know if you'll be able to go, because that's going to tell me where we're going to host this. I'm thrilled for this opportunity, and I'm sure it'll be like a round table. We'll just, you know, I don't know. She hasn't said any of that. We haven't gotten that far, but that's an honor. So I'm hoping you'll support me by being there. Are you working your leads continuously? How do you keep them organized? How often do you reach out to them? What are the ways? Sally does an amazing job turning her leads over. Matter of fact, she's like this close, literally this close to earning her second cruise. And she really works these leads. But and I asked her to share, because she works a full-time job. Many nights she doesn't get home till 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. And I've asked her to share how she keeps them organized and what she does to help everybody.
Okay, well, first of all, I have to recognize Julia and Gina and Angel and Karen for helping me to at least learn the process of working with the leads and Alma. Once I figured out what I was going to do and how I was going to say things, I will tell you, I don't close a lead unless they say, please remove my name from the list or do not call me back. But I work my leads 7 days a week. I will tell you, yesterday, I probably followed up with 90 people. Did that take me about 6 hours? Yes, it did. Because once I'm following up, then I have to go in and chart them. So I've learned sometimes that if I have a large volume of people to follow up with, because I try to post most of my follow-ups either on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, because that's when I have the most time. What I do is I'm working my phone with Alma open, and I'm working my computer with Alma open. And sometimes I'll write a list of names on who I need to contact, and I'll just check them off on my list, knowing that I've already talked to them that day, or text them or email them. And then I'll go back later to document that in Alma, but I always document my ones that are at risk first, because I don't want to lose them through attrition. If you don't document on them before your time is up, they're gonna close. So I do document those first. I start out, of course, doing all three: calling, emailing, and texting. But if I can't get to the phone right away, the first thing I do is email and text. I really try and talk to them first. That way they know who I am, and I try and get to know them just a little bit. But I work these leads continuous. If they tell me, call me back, I'll put them on a callback time. When do you want me to call? What works for you? If they say, I don't have the money right now, I'll follow up with, when do you think you will have the money? And I always put that day to call them, to just talk to them, or the day before. Hey, I know tomorrow's the day you're thinking about having the money and you're going to be signing up. If you need to reach out to me for any reason, I want to make sure that you have my number. So I always try and make sure that they have my information, and to put that bug back in their ear. So that day when they're going to get paid, don't come by, they spend all their money, and then I call them the next day and they don't have any money left. So I do try and get to them a day ahead of that time when they say they're going to be able to have the money. I will tell you, not all leads are the same. Sometimes you get a brand new lead and they'll hang up on you. And I've learned just to chuck that off, and even if they hang up on me, I call them back and say, and a lot of times you have to leave a message. Hey, I just wanted to make sure, I don't know if we got disconnected, but I wanted to make sure to leave my information with you about following up on, your interest in becoming an Avon representative. Even if I think that they purposely hung up, I don't let that stop me. And I will tell you, one person did call, when I called her back and left the message, she did call me back and she said, my battery died. I don't want you to think I hung up on you, because I am interested. So just because they hang up on you doesn't mean it's always that they're just, cutting you off and being rude. But I don't close any leads. I keep working them. And I have had actually somebody sign up, probably a two-year window, where I started working them and they don't reply. You don't hear from them. I just keep working them. I might work those once a month. I really try and get to people every 2 weeks, and I change up what I put in a text all the time. I try and centralize it around like what's going on in everybody's life. Now that we're done through the holiday season, I hope you are ready to get your business started. So I always tweak it a little bit. I don't always use the pictures in our social media network. I try and use them, but I find sometimes it's time consuming to flip through all of those. So I'll try and find a picture on my phone where we have access, pull up pictures, or like for New Year's, I did one with the fireworks saying Happy New Year, wanted to reach out to you. So I used that for about 3 or 4 days around the New Year for 2018. Just something festive and something not so mundane and routine that they might get used to once a month that might be coming their way. Again, keep all my leads open. I don't close them. I'll even go back and touch base with someone who maybe was a rep, let their business close, and reach back out to them and say, hey, just was touching base with you to see if you're interested in starting back up. And I will still keep them in my phone. I keep all their information in my phone. And I also learned by going through Alma and searching all my reps. If you pull up a list and you can export it to Excel, you can find a lot of leads that you may have been given at one time or had through Alma that you are no longer contacting, because somehow, I don't know if it's when they've done upgrades, some leads are falling out of Alma, and so they may not be active on your roster, but they're still in Alma. So you can go in and find people who you may not even have on your call list right now. I did that about 2 weeks ago, and I was shocked to see that there were several that were not in Alma as an active call. And what they were posting was no time scheduled for another call. And I know I always post my people with the next scheduled call. So I don't know if it was an upgrade that just kind of they dropped off. So you might want to check Alma. You might be surprised.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's amazing that you working on your weekends and you're given 6 or 7 hours for that. That's why you have the turnaround. Great job. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It is keeping it not just on Alma, but keeping it on Excel, keeping it somewhere, even if it's a manual list in a notebook, something, if you don't know how to use Excel. Look, I don't know a whole lot of Excel, but I know at least a little bit. But you got to have backup. You got to have backup. And I know, Sally, how you watch your numbers, where if one fall, how do you watch your numbers? Because I know if one falls off, she knows instantly.
I know all my numbers in my different categories. So if I have something that rolls over and I'm one less in like my at-risk category, I go looking for them. Like, okay, who could that be? And I just flip through to see if I can remember whose name I'm not seeing. And then I'll go and pull up to search, and I'll search by that to see, did they close? What happened to them? Did I schedule them, too far out and they just not coming up? Did they close accidentally by some reason? Because I've had my at-risk category drop by 4 and 5, and there was something on the Avon side, so I had to call Avon. They had to reinstate all of them because for some reason they were revoked during an upgrade. But they did reinstate all of them. It took them a little while, but they did it. I called them and they worked on it, and they even had trouble finding them in the beginning. But after about 3 people deep in, they were able to find them. But I watch my numbers in all my categories, and I kind of keep an idea of how many do I think, like if every day you get a message from the Alma Center, and it tells you how many leads you have to follow up with within the next 24 hours. So I try and time myself throughout the day. I don't start too early, but that way it gives me enough time to get all of those done ahead of the next day. And if I have time, I will go into the next day's workload to ease up on that next day that's coming for me. So I really try and utilize my time wisely because I don't have a lot of free time. But every free minute I get, I'm working it. If I'm in the doctor's office, I'm at Walmart shopping, at the deli, I'm running my Alma. I am working those leads while I'm waiting on the meat to be sliced.
Awesome. You definitely deserve a round of applause for that, because I can hear Angel, even though she's on mute, I can hear her. It's amazing because you're so organized and you have it so well put together, and you work a full-time job. And I know she cooks and bakes on Sundays all day. It can be done, even though you're busy, even though you're working. And I love that she never closes a lead, because it is timing. And, even if you posted maybe something about Easter or Mother's Day, wait till you see the tote bag that's coming out for Mother's Day. It matches the little tote bag that was on the A box for campaign 2 with the lipsticks and the nail polishes. I love that tote bag. But, even if it's just cute little things like that, saying something like, earn 40% off. They don't have to know it's only it stops at the 7th campaign. All you need to get their feet in the door, get them going. And with that, opportunity meetings. Angel doesn't even know I'm asking this, but we're going to start doing opportunity meetings again. Angel did 2 of them in January. We had some decent attendance, but I want to make sure we're doing it every week. I was going to do it this Thursday, but I'm remembering Shannon, our coach, my senior coach, once I get the link from her, I'll share it with you. We'll let her do it Thursday, and then we'll start next Thursday. And you'll get an email. I'll post it on our Facebook team page because it is timing. I would send all my leads, join us for an opportunity call, because we don't want to call it, it's not called a opportunity meeting or a call. It's called, what did they say Julia yesterday? It's called I text myself, a sizzle meeting. So and it could be just could you use some extra money? Join us for our sizzle call, and a 15-20 minute call. You don't even have to tell them how long it's going to be. Get them there. The more you invite them, eventually they may show up if they need the money, or if they're looking for tax write-offs. You may get people to join your business because of tax write-offs, because where can you have to have a home-based business to be able to write all the wonderful things that you can write off if you do have a business and you work it. But invite your leads. It could be taking a picture of money, or and invite them to the opportunity meeting. It'll always be the same Zoom link, and it will always be the same time. Anybody have any questions on that one? It's going to be a short call. Good. We're almost done. We'll have a leaders call. I have on here every other Sunday, but of course I'm skipping Easter Sunday. But it's going to be March 4th. The next one, March 18th. Then it will be April 8th and April 22nd. Our team calls, and you can take a picture of this slide. Our team calls will be March 5th. Now, this is a Monday because now that Scott's doing his social selling, and I'm assuming that it's probably going to be for the next 8 weeks, these social selling calls. He's doing his on Tuesdays. Avon's doing their sales meeting next Tuesday. So we're going to do our team calls on Mondays, March 5th, April 17th, and May 15th. And I already told you about the special event with Yvonne Cabrera will be March 20th. And like it's either going to be in Metairie or Covington. If I have to hear from you, I have to know who's coming where I can make that decision. And that's it. Thank you so much if anybody have anything they want to enter.